No one saw
Hey,
that. Nobody
here's
saw that.
another great video about songs of Jesse and the Hogg Brothers and kind of the stories behind them. Now, the next song we're going to talk about is one of the songs that the band always told me, Jesse, that's not a song, that's you just telling a story. And I'm going to plead guilty to that, but we've seen people dance with hoedown dances to it millions of times, or at least 100 times, or maybe 20 times, but whatever. So it's a song that called The Big Pink Rig. And
when we have to censor it, it's the Big Pink Pig.
Yeah, one time we played a Christian bar. Now you may wonder, what is a Christian bar? And I still don't believe that's really what it is, but we were told it was a Christian bar. So other people could go into the bar and start. You could go into the bar and you could start swearing, saying anything you want.
But you could masturbate. No, they don't care.
Now, but if you're performing, exactly. Tell them what happened there.
Oh, first you got to describe the background. The backdrop here is like, before you even walk in, it's circus graffiti on the outside. You walk in the bar, you take a look. There's like a big pink elephant.
Paper mache elephant coming out of the wall.
What's the name of the place?
It's called, I think it's the Circus Lounge.
That makes sense.
And the people there are real nice and everything.
They are.
We had to sign a contract before we went on stage that we weren't going to use any foul language.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden you went, damn, and then all of a sudden we hear behind the bar, watch your mouth. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Yet meanwhile I walk.
They're just up front, like just.
Yeah, and I walk, and walking up to the bar, and everybody's swearing. It's like,
where's my fucking beer?
Exactly, it was the weirdest thing. But again, we respect them. We played there a couple times, a lot of fun. So getting back to the Big Pink Rig, we played a place called Headhunters in Austin, Texas, and when we played Headhunters,
it was on TV for like. Save My Bar or something.
They were on the bar rescue thing, and they changed the name to like.
We Suck. We're about to close.
No, it was leather. It was something like Leather and Lace or something like that, and it was so funny because there was the guy who was one of the producers of the show, the camera guy, and he basically came up to me and he saw my mullet, and he's like, he goes, I know this is weird, but can I touch your mullet? And I was like, sure, go ahead. And then my buddy Warren is with. He came by to the show, and so we did our sound check, and then we go up the street to grab a bite to eat, and one woman after another is saying, hey, nice mullet, nice mullet. So I'm sitting there, we're having like an appetizer, and this woman walks up to me at the restaurant, and she says, I know this is really weird. She goes, but can I touch your mullet? And I went, sure. I said, well, what about that guy there? She goes, that's just my husband. I went, oh yeah, don't worry about him. I says, does you normally go touch people's mullets?
You're like, I got a mullet down here too.
And immediately my buddy Warren says to me, tomorrow I start growing out the mullet. And of course, he never did, but he is a big supporter of the band and a really great guy. And so we're again at the gig. We go to actually do the gig. We were doing Big Pink Rig as our last song.
I don't remember.
And so you can actually see a video up on YouTube. It's the Big Pink Rig, and it's got thousands of views.
Was my mom at the show?
Your mom was at the show too.
My mom was at the show.
And that was funny because I remember that night I'm standing there. And Looney was one of the bouncers.
Looney. So the first time I played at Headhunters was not with this band. This was with Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs, and we played there. And Leslie ended up knowing Looney. And they reconnected because they had known each other 10 years ago when they both toured.
It is
with
a
like
small world. So anyway, we're up there, and so with my strong New England accent, I go up to the microphone. Any Yankees here? And freaking Looney's behind the bar, and he goes, yeah, you. And the whole crowd burst out laughing, and it was just really great. And so we continue, and the last song of the set is the Big Pink Rig, and we did that song, and basically with the song, what happens is it's just the story I tell, and then the chorus is us singing together. It's kind of like a jig, and we do oink oink moo moo moo. So check the song out. So one night recently, in the last couple of years, we were playing at the Way Out Club in St. Louis. And it was kind of the weirdest thing. Because you were in town, he was in town picking up a bus. A VW bus he had bought. So he was there. And so we're at the club. All of a sudden, we get a text going, hey, Kenny's
I was like, I wonder what... There's no way the Hogg Brothers... Oh my God, they're in St. Louis!
Exactly. So he ends up showing up at the show, and so everybody in the band has no idea what's about to happen, including me. So we go to do the big pink rig, and I said, hey, it's story time. And I sit on the front of the stage and look at the crowd. Next thing I know, the crowd is all sitting. They all sat in front.
There was no cue. It's just somebody did it and everybody else followed.
Yeah, and then as soon as we got to the chorus where we sing oink oink moo 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 and it's a jig, I stand up at that point, and when I stand up, they all got up and they started doing a jig, hooking arms and doing this stuff. Do-si-do and everything. And the band's like, what is happening here? You know? And so again, Bob, who used to run the Way Out's unfortunately closed. And we were able to play there at one of the last shows there.
Yeah.
And Bob came up to me and said, he goes, "You're my favorite band." And I'm like, we can't be your favorite band. You've been here for years. He goes, "I'm not lying, Jesse." He goes, we have all sorts of bands in here, but you're my personal favorite. He goes, "I always make sure I come out and watch your set." So, Bob, if you see this video, thank you, man. You are a true gentleman. And so again, we're going to be, speaking of St. Louis, we'll be out in St. Louis later this month, and so I'm looking forward to seeing our friends out there, and hopefully they'll do the jig at this other club that now we'll be playing a place called the Platypus, and so hopefully they'll know how to do the big pink rig stuff too. So the big pink rig is basically a stupid song that I got an idea for years ago, and we were just joking around. It wasn't serious at all, and we just started telling the story.
Yeah, like most of our songs.
Like most of them. And then all of a sudden we ended up recording it, and then
it's about a lot lizard.
And no, actually, I would say
no. She drove a truck, so
yeah. It's basically about a guy's driving truck, and he hears a sexy voice on the CB radio, which I don't even know if they have CBs anymore. And so CB radio, and she says, "I'm over at this truck stop." And then when he gets to the truck stop, there he sees it, the big pink rig. And so that's when he ends up meeting with her. But she told, just like people do on all dating apps where they send a picture of themselves.
She catfish.
Yeah, it was a catfish move. And she was saying she had long, flowing brunette hair or whatever, and blue eyes, and we're all going, man, I said, oh, you must be a fox. But then once I get into the cab with her, I realized it was more bovine in nature. And so that's where we get to the oink, 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 moo, 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 with me being the hog and her being the cow. And so it's just a little farm thing. So now we go back to the Christian bar, because you can't do any of that stuff in the Christian bar.
No,
so
you can't talk about
we couldn't talk about that subject. And so the band had no idea what's going on.
No.
I say, let's play Big Pink Rig. And they're like, are you kidding me? We're in this Christian bar where you can't swear or do anything.
Talk about sex.
No problem. And all of a sudden I said, we start the song, and it's like, the one time this farmer, he had this real big pig, and he was real hungry. And I just tell the story.
He was really pink.
And he was really big, and this big pink pig. And so he kept eating, and then he ate all the food. So he was the biggest hog, and so they separated him from the other hogs. And then he got through the fence, and then he ate all the cows' food. And then the cows got all upset, and they're all mooing, and you're hearing oinking and mooing. And then the farmer came out, and the farmer took them and separated them. So I tell the story in this way. The band has no idea this is going to be the story, and so they were laughing more than anybody in the crowd.
100%.
Where's this story going?
I was like, please, let's play another verse. Just waiting for you to end the song, because you ran out of stuff to talk about, but you kept on going.
It was great. And then the next time we played this all ages event, and they said, it's going to be mostly kids here. So I go, we got some kid songs, and we did the Big Pink Pig. And so I know it's a great. I mean, we never recorded the Big Pink Pig, so we might be doing that, you know. But that's the Big Pink Rig, a true classic Hogg song that has become usually our trademark ending. We would end every show with it, but. Most of the years, all my Hogg brothers and cousins that have been in the band, they're all like, "That's not a song." And if it was up to them, we'd never play it. But the fact that the crowd likes it, and the fact that it's one of our more popular live performance videos, that I don't even know who took it, but they gave me the video, and then I posted it, and then from there, you know, I think it's got either 11 or 12,000 views, which is
trillion.
No, thousands.
12 trillion.
12 trillion views in my dreams. But anyway, the Big Pink Rig off our album, Working for Yankee Money. So you look that up on either Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, any place that streams, Bandcamp, Soundcamp, Your Camp, My Camp, whatever.
Or 10 years from now, look it up on archive.org.
Because it'll be there. And again, it's it's a song that's really special to my heart because of the Big Pink Pig. Because as I was making it up, it was like, I couldn't, if I had to do this again and make it up,
you tried. You tried another time, and we're just sitting there like,
it's not as funny.
This story sucks.
It's not even the same story because I couldn't.
It was just classic. And
I wish somebody filmed that one because that would have been great to stay. Now, by the way, one of the things that's also cool if you go to the Circus Lounge, and I realize all you young people today.
Oh, you pee in a trough.
You pee in a trough, and
is that what? Did I just spoil it?
No, that's the story.
That's what you were going to say.
Because you know it's funny because you know back in my days,
when
I was a little kid, I remember going to the ballpark to games and you used to always pee in a trough.
Yeah. I was so uncomfortable.
Now you got people today. They all need like private booths and separation. It's like why? So someone might see your wiener, you know, and it's just like I don't know.
Mine's too small. No one can.
You know, the bottom line is, you know, I really don't understand what the issue is, but if it makes everybody happy, it's good. So one of the times we played there, and we were playing with Cash, and Cash shows up and he sees the trough. He goes, he goes, there's a trough back there. There's no real toilet. I go, that is a real toilet.
He's what, early 20s?
Yeah, he was in his early 20s at the time, and he's like,
I've never seen anything like that.
He's never seen that. He was like horrified.
Yeah.
And then they also had the condom machine, which was like ancient, and then the condom machine and a cologne machine next to it, and it's like that was so 1960, 1970, you know. And again, all the great circus. I love the picture of us in front of the paper mache elephant. It is like any band that plays there, it's an automatic photo op to pose in front of it because that elephant looks really cool. And I appreciate the Circus Lounge and all the other venues that host Jesse and the Hogg Brothers. And next time we're in Austin, don't be surprised if you find us back in front of that big pink elephant. Thank you.